Lesley, I'm just worried about Mike getting hurt.
I wish we could keep this whole thing from him.
That's impossible. I mean, we're dreaming. At his age, he's going to find out.
Yes, it is. He'll find out from somebody else if he doesn't hear it from us.
And maybe now's the time to explain it to him.
Explain what?
Maybe perfect, since here he is.
Yeah, mister, why don't we sit down here? We have to have a little talk.
I don't like it.
What do you mean? You don't like what?
Your faces. Those are your bad news faces. Like when you couldn't find Laura and all that other stuff.
Well, it's not something quite that bad, but it is an unpleasant subject.
Well, what happened?
It's not something that really happened. It's about a newspaper story that's in the newspaper, and it's about me.
And we figure that you are grown up enough now to be able to separate lies from truth.
None of it's really important, except you're going to hear a lot of people say bad things about me and about what supposedly happened.
Well, like the guys at school and stuff.
Now, what you have to remember is if these things are said, what's in the newspaper, it isn't true, and if people give you a rough time, the only way to really fight it is to try to ignore them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if that's what you want.
What we want is for you not to have to deal with it at all, but unfortunately it's something that has happened, and so we all have to deal with it.
Okay. Can I ask you one more thing, Doc Rick?
Anything, Mike.
Who made up those lies about you?
D.L. Brock.
Picked up this technique in Chile.
Somehow, I wish you'd left it there.
No, this is the best conditioning exercise for skiing possible.
Personally, I prefer the old bend and stretch we used to do in Switzerland, remember?
No, this is much better. It's just like skiing. Now watch. The knees absorb the bounce. Up. Whoops. And down. Up.
Oh.
And down. Okay, now you try.
No, there must be a much easier way for me to get in shape.
There isn't.
Why didn't I just avoid the advanced slopes for the first day?
No, Holly, even the intermediate slopes can hurt you if you're not in proper condition. Now, this exercise is the perfect way to get in shape.
All right, here goes, but if I fall, you better catch me.
I'm right here.
Okay. Right.
Oh, what?
Ow, 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 cramp.
Oh, well, pull your toes, stretch it out.
You think my body is trying to tell me something?
Holly, you used to be a great skier. What's happened?
A few years went by.
Well, wait till you get on the slopes. Everything will come rushing back to you.
Unless amnesia strikes. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Come on. Ooh. Ow.
Mr. Putnam, what a nice surprise.
Well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood. With all of our talk of trips, I thought I'd pick up some brochures for myself.
Please, help yourself. There are some nice trips to the Caribbean again this year, but the season hasn't been so good since that trouble in Grenada.
No, I can imagine it wouldn't have been. Tell me, have my friends, the Andrews, picked up their tickets yet?
Oh, yes, and we can't thank you enough.
I know, you've told me that over and over again. And I told you thanks is not necessary. I did it for the Andrews.
Oh, I know, but they're taking another couple with them, and they bought their tickets with us, too. We're so glad for all the business you've generated.
Can you tell me, who is this other couple?
Oh, only two of Port Charles' finest citizens, which is going to set quite a pace for us. It's the Scorpios, Mr. and Mrs.
The police commissioner.
Oh, yes. Do you know them?
Well, not by name. I'll think about that Caribbean trip.
You know where to find me.
And he thought that he had to blame somebody else for it.
You know, it's like when you do something that you know is wrong, and then you get all embarrassed, and then you have to do a lot of other stuff that's wrong to try and cover it up.
Yeah, you think you're going to make things a lot better, but what happens is you make them worse.
D.L. did something wrong?
Yes, he did something wrong in one of his businesses, and I had to tell him that it was the wrong thing and that he had to do it right.
That's what made him mad?
Yeah, it made him quite mad to the point that I don't think he was able to listen to reason.
Why'd you do it then? Didn't you know he'd get mad?
Well, I thought he would get pretty mad, yes.
He had to do it, honey. It's part of his job as health commissioner.
Wouldn't D.L. know that? He's a great guy. Maybe you just didn't explain it to him right.
Mike, we gave him every opportunity.
See, what it
possible.
boils down to, sweetie, is that Mr. Brock just is not the person that we all thought he was.
Like Tommy Geist.
Who's Tommy Geist?
Well, he's this guy at school. See, he was telling everybody that his father played ball for the Yankees, and we found out that he didn't have a father. Our teacher told us not to make fun of him. I never would have. It was a sad story.
Yes, it was. And you see, it's sad about Mr. Brock, too.
See, Brock must have felt that he had to lie about me to get what he wanted, but we had to tell him that he can't.
So you mean it's sort of like sticks and stones?
Exactly.
Mike, when somebody says to you that I did these bad things, it's not true. You're going to have to realize that, try to ignore them, and know that it's just lies.
What are they going to say?
They're going to say I took a bribe, that I took some money to do something illegally.
But your dad never took a bribe, not for anything. Now, I hope you know that.
Sure I do.
What you're going to have to do is to hold out until I can prove that I'm innocent.
Will it take a long time?
Shouldn't take long.
Yeah, we're trying to get this solved just as quickly as we can.
You just have to believe in us for a while.
Don't worry about me. Let Mr. Brock lie all he wants. I'm not going to listen.
That's my guy.
Oh, Duck Rick,
Yes, sir.
I don't think I like Mr. Brock anymore.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't blame you one bit.
Okay, exercise class dismissed. See you on the slopes.
Thanks. Oh, we'll just wing it. We'll be fine. Expert skiers like us, we'll breeze through.
Mm-hmm. What about Robert? Any skiing in Australia?
None at all.
Oh, dear Lord, a true beginner?
On the slopes. Well, I believe in front of the fireplace he's quite advanced.
Oh, my. But no, he's not going to escape quite that easily. We're going to get him out of there if we have to drag him.
And we will. I'm going to teach him, even if he's kicking and screaming.
Oh, I remember when I first learned to ski. I could barely walk, but my parents had me on skis. I fell so much I looked like a snowball.
I was enrolled in ski class when I was 6 years old. Was the youngest and the weepiest. And I cried, but all my tears would freeze on my cheeks and nobody noticed.
Oh, well, did they give you a lollipop at the end anyway?
No, but I got a little pin. Junior skier, first class. I still have it somewhere.
We'll have to get it out and dust it off.
And give it to Robert. First of all, I have to get my skis out of the closet. And we're going to have to rent some for Robert.
Mm-hmm, and get him a smashing new ski outfit.
Not too smashing, though. I mean, he wouldn't be seen dead in anything too fashionable under these circumstances. He'd feel like a phony. Oh,
I'm ready. When do we head for the ski store?
well, there's no rush. We've already picked out everything for you.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about royal blue, Robert?
Royal blue skis?
Your outfit, you nitwit. From your jacket and pants up to your goggles.
Down to your underwear. You know, that's what everybody is wearing. Color coordination these days. That's the first thing you have to know about skiing.
What's the second thing?
How to ski?
You'll find me at the bar.
This wife know her husband or what?
Robert, you are going to be out there every day, all day, skiing.
Till my face turns royal blue.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why we're all going down to the ski shop to pick you out the right equipment and the right clothing.
But first of all, we're going to give you a ski lesson.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to come back from this little adventure wearing plaster pajamas?
Because of your bad attitude, which you will hopefully leave in Port Charles.
Done? I take it Grant's still at work?
Yes, but he should be along any minute.
Taking a sickie, is he?
No, Jimmy Lee is giving them half the day off. It's the beginning of their shutdown because of the broken tiles.
Good timing.
Mm-hmm. For us, bad timing for Jimmy Lee, I think. It's holding up the job quite a bit.
Incidentally, any calls from New York today?
No, sorry. Communication room's been quiet all day.
What's happening in Manhattan?
One, the Rick Weber investigation case, and two, the ever-missing Dr. Campbell.
No clues, then?
Not since we found his coat.
So you think he's run into some trouble?
Well, if he is, he's in plenty of it.
One way or the other, you will not be taking that trip, Mr. and Mrs. Scorpio.
Initial interview with Grant Putnam. First impressions. Vocabulary extremely erudite. Subject apparently well balanced. Initial behavior cordial. Underlying behavior extremely controlled. Thought perhaps too controlled for a man who's undergone severe trauma.
Liar!
Underlying behavior extremely controlled.
Well. Yes. No. Just erase part of it, and that takes care of it. Well, I do hate to rewrite your book, Doctor.
Accusations are only going to get worse.
Until Rick decides to quit.
No, that's not going to happen.
Oh, Lord, I hope not, Lee.
Honey, not today, not tomorrow, not in a million years will I ever accept a resignation from Rick.
What if you have no choice?
I'm the mayor. I'm obviously the only person who does have a choice.
Well, there are a lot of people out there who could make it very difficult on you.
Well, that's fine. Let him. I don't care. Rick is the most honest man I've ever met. He couldn't take a bribe. He's not capable of it.
No, of course he isn't, but according to that article...
Well, there's not a shred of truth in that. I mean, it's just a pack of lies. It's not even worth of a response.
You mean you're not going to say anything?
No. You're getting down to D.L. Brock's level. It would demean the mayor's office.
You're just going to ignore it all?
What do you expect me to do?
Well, at least to protect yourself. I mean, we both know what you are up against.
Just public opinion, as always.
Yes, but it's very negative, and you haven't had any of that until now.
I have never said that I intend to run for re-election here.
Darling, I'm not talking about elections. I am talking about the kind of pressure that you could encounter from a very angry public. Lee, you know how people are. They like their officials to take a stand. And they're liable to be just as outraged at you as they are at Rick if you remain silent.
Well, that's already started. My secretary showed me a piece in today's paper.
In the opinion section, yes. I saw it, too.
They didn't even wait for any proof. I mean, just a hint that something's wrong, and they're screaming corruption.
That's why if you keep silent, it might make it even worse on Rick.
I can see your point. What do you want me to do, stand up for him?
I want you to stand in front of him. I want you to defend him. I mean, those other people out there, whatever they're called, those opinion makers, they don't know Rick like we do. I mean, you are the best and the most influential person to do this, Lee.
Look, I would welcome that opportunity. I just don't want it to look as if it's collusion. I mean, my helping Rick to cover up my own corruption. Look, I just can't say anything until I find my own proof.
You have talked to Robert about it, though, haven't you?
Yeah, he's investigating this Ginny Blake character. It's taking him longer than he thought, though. Unfortunately, until we can prove that these allegations are false, they're going to be accepted as valid. And every second that we let go by and we don't say anything, we're just that closer to the whole thing blowing up in our faces.
It's just like a bomb about to explode.
Yeah, exactly. Kind with a very short fuse.
To radiology. Dr. Perez, report to radiology.
Steve? Jesse, would you cancel that OR I have going in at 5? I want to hold another day before I take her in.
Sure, that's Mrs. Honeycutt, right?
Right, thank you.
All right. You got a second?
Sure. What's up?
I just wanted to know the latest.
The bribery accusation, you mean?
It's probably none of my business, but I've had some inquiries.
Don't tell me. The board members, right?
3 calls already this morning.
I'm surprised you didn't have more.
Well,
Steve, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to put you all in the middle of this.
well, the problem is I don't know what to tell them.
Well, right now, there's nothing but you can tell them.
Well, I have to tell them something.
All right, tell them that Lesley and I are working on it, that until I can prove my innocence, no further comment is necessary because it might hurt my case.
You've made some progress, then.
Some, but just not enough.
Well, what can I do?
I'm afraid not very much, thank you.
Rick, I want you to know that we're all behind you. The family, the hospital, everyone.
Thank you. That'll be very nice to know in the next few weeks, I'm sure. I can use it.
And I can reduce your workload if you're too tied up.
No, I tell you what, the work is the one thing that will probably help keep me sane.
Sure, I understand.
Rick, excuse me. You have a phone call from Lee Baldwin.
Excuse me, I'll take it right over here. Thank you.
I guess this kind of thing goes along with the public office. Everybody taking a pot shot at you.
I don't know how public officials stand it.
Especially when something this awful happens to you, huh?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, some reporters came in a little while ago. They wanted a statement from the hospital.
I hope you told them no comment that Dan and I were in a meeting.
Oh, yes. Regular procedure, but I'm afraid I made a comment.
What, do you think that was wise, considering the situation?
I thought it was essential. I said General Hospital is 100% behind Dr. Weber's integrity and will stand behind him in any matter of character.
Well put, Jessie.
Thank you. The reporters weren't terribly interested. They didn't take down one word.
But if you had said to them that he was a louse, a liar, a cheat, anything like that, then what?
Oh, they would have been scribbling like doctors writing a prescription.
Precisely. I guess that's what this news business is all about.
Well, let them have it.
Yeah. Rick, bad news?
I'll know later this afternoon.
Keep me posted.
Of course I will, and thank you again.
I certainly do admire his courage.
Yeah, we all do.
Fear. The single most difficult thing to overcome in skiing.
Except perhaps for maybe a lack of coordination and tire chains. Now, as I understand it, you have to have tire chains to get to the top of the mountain. Grant told me that.
Well, the rental car will have the tire chains. You, on the other hand, have several more important things to worry about.
Like how to get down the slopes alive and stay on one's skis. There will be a chairlift to take you up there, won't there?
9, I understand.
Oh, well, that's easy done. You just jump on the chairlift, you sit down, and up you go the mountain, right?
After you're safely in the chair.
Well, what's the big deal there? Look, I may not be able to ski too well, but I can cope with sitting down without too much of a problem.
It's moving, Robert. It never stops. You have to scoot out in front of it without falling down.
What if you do?
It conks you on the head. And then you don't get right up. The next one comes along and conks you too. And then everybody in the line starts getting mad. And laughing.
I hate this sport.
Why? You're not even at the top of the mountain yet.
Yeah, well, you'll find me by the fireplace within arm's reach of a nice stiff drink along with all the rest of the cowards.
Oh.
Oh. Why?
The Scarlet Streak has arrived. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is it true that this chairlift thing never stops?
Well, no, that's not quite true. It stops in case of an emergency.
An emergency?
Yeah, derailment or someone falling off. As a matter of fact, we had a friend who got stuck on one of those things for 12 hours.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, finally ended up climbing down at 2 o'clock in the morning, coming down a rope ladder.
Oh.
Yeah. Lost 4 of his toes to frostbite. Oh, it was an ugly sight.
Wonderful.
Ready to go?
As I'll ever be.
Why don't we all have dinner later?
Oh.
To celebrate the trip.
You bet. I am starving.
And we will drink to the best long weekend we will have all year.
I'll drink to that.
I wonder if they sell color-coordinated bandages at the
go.
Well, how do they feel?
Not bad.
Now, you want them to be snug, but not too tight. Tell me, can you move your toes?
They're moving.
Good.
That's how you want them.
Now, I'll tell you this. You look like a real skier.
Really think so?
Yeah.
You do. You look like a pro.
Mm.
Darling, you're not saying very much through all of this. What do you think?
Well, I'm just waiting for you to try and stand up. See, that's how you ski, on your feet, not on a chair.
You think I can't stand up?
But like I said, I'm just waiting for you to try.
All right, give us a hand.
Why?
To help me out.
Well, that wouldn't be fair. When you're out on the slopes, you'd be by yourself, all on your own. You won't have any help there.
You honestly think that I can't stand up?
I'd put money on it.
$5.
You're on.
Anybody else want part of the action?
No,
Oh, no,
thank you.
no. Me
We
either,
make
no.
it a point to stay out of other people's marital competitions.
Okay.
We're waiting, Robert.
Well, hand me those pointed things over there.
Who said anything about poles?
Well, I'll have them when I'm skiing.
But now, that is a good point.
Mm.
Huh? Right. Okay. Through there.
Watch out.
Through there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, stand back.
Okay.
Believe me, we intend to.
Right? A 1, a 2. There.
He did
Let me see. All right, $5 cash, no credit cards, no checks. How do I look?
Well, I hate to admit it, but you look like you're in control.
It's great fun, Robert. You're going to learn to love it.
Not in this life, nor any other life, for that matter. Me, I'm a waterman.
Well, good. That'll set you up for water skiing next summer.
Born as a one-track mind.
I'm just trying to give you a little encouragement.
Yes, well, I'm thinking of summer and a week's deep-sea fishing in Mexico.
Oh. Well, we'll talk about that in summer.
That is, of course, if I survive this little trip.
Robert, don't worry about it. You're going to be on the beginning slopes.
Which is exactly where we all started.
Huh? Well, you guys are all up in the clouds, huh?
Yes, on killer runs, negotiating the moguls, effortlessly.
Oh, it makes me shiver just to think about
Celia
it.
is being a bit over-dramatic.
All right, so I'm intermediate still.
Ah, but you do have a lovely form, darling.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, to hell with form. I just want to survive.
Well, you will. You'll be just fine. As long as your skis fit exactly and the tension on the bindings is correct.
Tension I have plenty of.
Robert.
Robert, just relax. You're going to have the time of your life.
How are we doing here?
They should do it.
You sell insurance policies for this stuff?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, don't worry. He's just kidding. You can go ahead and total it all up.
No. We've got a few things over here ourselves. Don't let him talk himself out of it.
Are you serious? Would you really rather be deep-sea fishing off
Of course
Mexico?
not. No. I'm looking forward to this, all right? So I've never done it before, but a new trick every now and again isn't going to hurt me. I'll take the $5 in cash now.
Talk about one-track mind.
Yes, the 3:15 bus to New York City. I was wondering if it's going to be leaving on time. Wonderful. I'll just have time to make it. Thank you very much. Yes, goodbye. Lovely.